everybody, my name is Strawberry. Today I read book Black Beauty. Chapter 1, My First Home. What is it like to be a horse? I can tell you because I've been one all my life. And what a life it has been. The first thing I remember is the field there where I was born. It had plenty of grass, a pond, and trees for shade. There was a shed at one end there we could stand when it was cold. Outside the fence lay Warfield, a stream, and our master house. My mother's name was Duchess, and she was my favorite of the master because of her sweet nature. Whenever she saw him, she would neigh and trot over to greet him. There were other maids and fools in the field as well. I ran and played with the other males. These cubs were all older and bigger than me. Sometimes their play turned rough, with lots of kicking and biting. One day, my mother called me away from them. I hope you will grow up gentle and kind, she told me. I do not want you to bite or kick, even in play. You should always be good and do your work as well as you can. I never got this active from my mother. Our master's name was Farmer Gray. He always had kind words and pats for all the horses. He had kind and fair to his workers as well. One of those workers was a boy named Dick. Sometimes after Dick finished his work, he came into our field to pick berries. And sometimes that wasn't the only thing he did. Hey you, he yelled at us one day. I was gazing nearby with the other goats. We all looked up at the sound of his voice. One of the bigger goats took and stepped toward him. I could tell the goat was hoping for a treat, like the ones from a great often brought us. Go on, Dick shouted. Go on, Dick shouted. I want to see you run. Then he threw a stick at the big goat. It hit him hard on the chest. The goat was surprised that he sure swirl around and kicked up his heels. Then he followed up toward the maids who were gazing at the other end of the field. That made the rest of us run too. Behind us, I heard Dick laughing loudly. After that, Dick often threw sticks and stones at us to make us run. Once we understood his game, we stayed far enough away so he couldn't hit us. But once in a while, a stone would hit me, and it hurt. None of us liked that boy very much. One day, Dick began his game as usual, but he didn't know that Farmer Gray was in the next field. When our master saw saw that was going on. He rushed over and grabbed Dick by the arm. Bad boy, he scolded Dick sternly. I can tell you this is not the first time you chased the cat, but it will be the last time. You are fired. That was the last time we saw Dick. Other than Dick visit most of our days were quiet and pleasant. Yes, there was one other incident that I have never forgotten. I was gazing in the field with the other cats. We all looked up when we heard dogs howling in the distance. The oldest cat pricked his ears and listened. Those are howls, he said, catering over to the fence. The rest of us followed. What happening? I asked my mother. Who stood there, looking out? It's the hunt. She told me. Humans sometimes chase rabbits and foxes on horseback. The hounds helped them follow the trail. We all watched that as the hunters came into sight. The hound came first, racing after a spinning rabbit. Next came a group of riders. The rabbit scampered down the hill and leaped across the stream. The hound followed. Most of the horses jumped the stream instantly, but one slipped on the grass and fell down. His rider and a handsome young man was flung off. He landed hard and lay still on the grass. The others returned to check on him, but he never got up. Finally they carried him away. Later we heard that the fallen rider was Joe Gordon. He was the only son of Squire Gordon, the richest man in the area. Joe had broken his neck and died in the fall. When my mother heard the news, she looked sad. I don't understand why people are so interested in hunting, she said. Then again, we are only horses. Who expects us to understand the ways of humans? I didn't know the answer to that, but soon I would learn more about the mysterious ways of humans. When I left that pleasant field being forever